Good morning, everyone, again, and thank you for joining us today. I'm Saili Devlin, your host for today's webinar. Well, before starting the session, please let me know if you can hear me properly and my screen is visible. I hope I'm audible to you. Can anyone
Yes,
drop a
Saili.
yes in the
Yeah,
chat?
you are audible.
Hello.
Yes, you are audible, Saili.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Well, it is my pleasure to welcome you all to our webinar, MS-4007 Microsoft 365 Copilot User Enablement Specialist. Well, today's goal is to provide you with actionable knowledge, and we encourage you to participate by asking questions and giving answers and engage with us throughout the session. Well, now I'd like to introduce you to the organizer of this webinar, that is ATC community. So, ATC community is open to all who are eager and interested to learn and explore emerging technologies. What you have to do is just follow our groups on Meetup. Now I'd like to introduce you to the sponsor of this webinar, that is Synergetics. So Synergetics is a learning and cloud-based company who helps organization professionals to enhance their technical capabilities and adapt to evolving digital landscape. So these are some master solutions that Synergetics offer. That is persona-based onboarding add-on, certification add-on, reskilling, emerging technology training, certification hackathon, cloud adoption, latest technology training, sales, pre-sales training, practice playbook, and architecture. Well, this will be your scaling journey if you are opting for any course or certification. So you have to start from the fundamental, then advanced role based, and then you can be apply for expert. This is our emerging technology community. This is the community for the Pune peoples. This one is for Gujarat people. Nagpur can follow this community. So today's speaker is Sharma. So she is a Microsoft certified trainer and currently working with Synergetics as a training consultant. This will be the agenda of today's webinar. So everyone please know that there is a code of conduct which everyone need to follow. So you cannot take any screenshot of this presentation or the presentation shared by speaker. And please don't record this webinar as we will be giving you rights of the recording via mail or via WhatsApp. Well, don't forget to follow us on our social media. I have already dropped all the URLs in the chat box. Well, thank you everyone for your patience. And now Kumal Sharma ma'am can take over from this. From now.
Yeah, Saili, just give me 2 minutes.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay, so hello everyone, good morning. I welcome you all for the session Microsoft 365 Copilot User Enablement Specialist. So let's quickly start with the session. So myself Komal Sharma, I'm Microsoft certified trainer and I'm having more than a 15 year of experience as a trainer and software consultant. And I have handled my engagement on enterprise architecting and learning consultancy solutions. And I have all expert level of certification for Microsoft 365 services, Microsoft security solutions, and Microsoft Power Platform. So today our agenda would be to first start with Copilot for Microsoft 365. So here in this part, we will understand what is this Microsoft 365 Copilot is all about. Okay. And what is Copilot, how Copilot for Microsoft 365 works, what are the core components of Copilot for Microsoft 365, and Microsoft commitment to responsible AI. Now, the second module that is Copilot User Enablement Specialist. So this module it focus on different areas like we are going to explore user enablement strategies for adopting Microsoft 365 Copilot, how we can go for successful adoption for Microsoft 365 Copilot, onboard and empower your employees to use Microsoft 365 Copilot, drive value and maximize the impact of Copilot, and extend and optimize Microsoft 365 Copilot in your organization. So let's first start with Copilot. So before starting with the session, I just want you all to just quickly introduce yourself. Like just take 1 minute and put into the chat. Like if you have already working with Microsoft 365 services, any of the services you already know, or you have already some fundamental understanding about the Copilot. Or it would be great if you can mention if you are already using Copilot license in your organization. So all of you, please take 5 minutes and 1 minute, sorry, and please put it into the chat. Okay, so friends, may I know what is the purpose of attending this training today? Like you, as I can see, none of you are having experience with Copilot or no experience with Microsoft 365 services. Okay, no problem. Can you please mention the purpose like you wanted to explore Copilot, you wanted to know the functionality of Copilot, or you actually are looking for that how as an organization you can enable Copilot for your employees. Okay, that's great. So this information is really going to help me to drive this session ahead. So request you all to please put it into the chat box. Okay, so for DevOps, I think it's Krupesh. So Krupesh, for DevOps, you have GitHub Copilot. Okay, so today GitHub Copilot is not in the scope of this session. As I said, we are mainly looking for Microsoft 365 Copilot, so that how Copilot can be used with Microsoft 365 services like your Office application, Teams, Outlook, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, right? So we are only like concentrating on that. But if you want to any link that can take you to the information about GitHub Copilot, so I will surely share you the same. Okay, so thank you so much, friends, for giving me insight. Okay, so let's start with the co-pilot. See, I think nowadays we all know the power of AI. I hope you all know about AI. Can you all please quickly raise your hand who know about AI? Okay, I can see one hand raise. What about other? AI, artificial intelligence. Okay, okay, that's great. So, as most of us know, the power of artificial intelligence, which is actually developing day by day. Artificial intelligence is what? See, as we all know that we human beings are very intelligent, right? I hope you all must be agree with me. It's because we human beings are known as the most intelligent, creature of this world. Why? Because we human beings are able to take decisions on the basis of our intelligence, our knowledge, our expertise, and on the basis of my current situation or my past experience, I'm also able to do the predictions, right? So this is what a intelligence. So the artificial intelligence is that when you are uh, using the machine learning algorithm, some models, so you are sharing that intelligence to the machine, to the software. And these softwares, these machines, these applications are able to serve you the way you are interacting with a human beings. Right? So the way human being is very intelligent, able to take decision or predict the future, analyze, summarize the thing. Similarly, you have the machine. Especially after the introduction of generative AI, it is taking this creativity to the next level, right? And what is this generative AI? So generative AI, it is a subset of deep learning. That is again the part of artificial intelligence. What is this deep learning? See, if I say that, someone says you that you are very intelligent, or you might be using this word to someone in your family, your friend, that, oh, he is very intelligent. Now, on what basis you says that he is very intelligent? Anyone? On what basis you call someone very intelligent? Yes? Anyone? How you call yourself as an intelligent or other as intelligent? Should I say that you call someone intelligent because he is having so much knowledge, right? Or he is expert in some area, having good knowledge, very good. Memory is very sharp, getting any student who is getting very good marks in the school, performing very well, right? So intelligent means like the person is having so much knowledge, or the person who has trained himself a lot. So how we get the knowledge? We study a lot, we practice a lot, we get so many or we collect so much knowledge. There are many people who are, who love to watch news, right? Some articles. They are well aware and updated what is going on in the market. Someone who is very intelligent about the share market, he is able to understand कौन सा share है जो it's going very high, किधर पैसे लगाना चाहिए, right? So how you call them someone very expert or very intelligent, because that person might have got some knowledge in that area. He's expert in that area. So similarly, the generative AI which is based on or subset of deep learning. So this generative AI, it is going to help us creating new artificial content. Actually, there are some models. These generative AI models, it is already trained and learn the data set and designed with the data based on large data set and patterns. So actually, you train them. You train these models that this is what, how you have to perform. This is what you have to answer, right? So this generative AI, on the basis of these models, on these understanding or this deep learning, they are able to help us creating any content, working on any data that may include a image, that may include a video, right? And even the 3D models without any efforts required by humans. Now, the advancement in LLM. LLM is a very important word when you are into the Gen AI or artificial intelligence. This LLM is a large language model, a model which is based on large languages, where the end user can use different languages to interact with a system. And when we are talking about the generative AI models, as these models are trained, they can generate new examples. That is just similar to training data. As we human beings are also provided different type of training, like as a student you go to your lab, a training is provided, right? A person who is going to drive a car, drive any airplane, so he is provided the training. This is how you have to use this machinery, or this is how you have to work in the system. So a proper training is provided. So similarly, these models are already trained, and they are trained on the basis of some training data. So these models use these training data and are going to generate new example. These models are also capable of generating new content without any human interaction. In simple word, you can say that it generally involves training AI model to understand different patterns and structure within existing data, and using that to generate a new original data. Now let me play this video to you. Let me share my screen again so that I can include audio. Just have a look. Happen. Okay, so I hope this video could give you a bit glimpse of the power of Copilot, that how it can be used with different Microsoft 365 services. Sheila, you have any query? You have raised your hand. Okay, so can you all please put your hands down if you do not have any query? Okay, and friends, let me give you the session overview. Like this is a session for 4 hours, and you all are on mute. So if you have any doubt, any queries, so please put your query in the chat. So I will be coming in between into the chat section and will address your query. Thank you. And we are going to take a break around 12:30. That would be for 20 minutes. Okay, that time you can have a cup of coffee or tea and then resume the session. And by 1:45, we are going to wind up the session. And last 15 minutes, I will be taking for QA, or a second in that. During that time, I will be sharing you some important link, okay, that will help you to prepare for Microsoft 365 Copilot. Okay, so Microsoft 365 Copilot. As a Copilot, it is based on generative AI. So this same, capability we are using in our Microsoft 365 system. So what is this Microsoft 365? So friends, if you're working in any organization, or if you have any school account, you are a student, or you can also purchase Microsoft 365 license for your personal use. When you purchase that license, it actually come up with some bundle of services. It's a SaaS application, that is software as a application, where you are going to use all these application in cloud. You are able to get the application or the license for OneDrive, Outlook, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, SharePoint, Microsoft Teams, right? So these are the applications that come up with a bundle of Microsoft 365 services. Now, this Copilot for Microsoft 365 is used with these applications. Like you can use Copilot capability with Word, where you can create some content, right? You can rewrite some paragraph in different tones or different style. You can create a PPT in Microsoft Power Platform. If you want to include any slide, you can ask Copilot to do it for you. You can also ask Copilot to refer any other document and create the PPT from that. You can use Copilot capability with Microsoft Excel, where you can ask Copilot to summarize your data, to create or to create a new calculated column, to do some formula. Okay. You can use Copilot with Outlook, where you can ask Copilot to summarize your large emails. You can ask Copilot to draft a new email. You can ask Copilot to reply a mail, right? Microsoft Teams, where you can ask Copilot to give you the summary of all the Teams chat. Okay, so this is what you can do with Copilot with Microsoft 365. Let's have a look of this video where you can understand the Copilot system.
Microsoft 365 Copilot is powered by what we call the Copilot system, a sophisticated processing and orchestration engine. It harnesses the power of three foundational technologies: the Microsoft 365 apps, that's Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, Teams, and more; the Microsoft Graph, that's all your content and context, your emails, files, meetings, chats, and calendar; and a large language model, or LLM, a creative engine capable of parsing and producing human-readable text, all accessible through natural language. It starts with a prompt from you in an app. Copilot pre-processes the prompt through an approach called grounding. Put simply, grounding improves the quality of the prompt, so you get answers that are relevant and actionable. One of the most important parts of grounding is making a call to the Microsoft Graph to retrieve your business content and context. Copilot combines this user data from the graph with other inputs to improve the prompt. It then sends that modified prompt to the LLM. You may be familiar with what an LLM can do based on your experience with ChatGPT or Bing Chat. Copilot takes the response from the LLM and post-processes it. This post-processing includes additional grounding calls to the graph, responsible AI checks, security, compliance and privacy reviews, and command generation. Finally, Copilot sends a response to the user and commands back to the apps. Copilot iteratively processes and orchestrates these sophisticated services to produce a result that feels like magic.
So this was the Copilot for Microsoft 365 system.
Microsoft
So now here, as you have just observed that when you are into that Microsoft 365 system, let me take you to that diagram
Microsoft,
especially.
it harnesses the Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, Teams. That's all your content, chats, and calendar. Creative engine capable of parsing, all accessible. Copilot improves one of the most important parts of business content and context. Other inputs to improve the prompt.
So here you can see in the center, this is your Microsoft 365 Copilot. So, and these are Microsoft 365 application. So basically your organization need to start assigning you Microsoft 365 license, or this Microsoft 365 license can also be used as a school account or can be used as a personal account. Means you can purchase it for your personal use. Okay. Or school colleges, they can purchase it for their students for the school purpose. Now, this Microsoft 365 Copilot license can be purchased as a add-on license. Add-on means with this existing license, you can add it as an add-on and you can start using the capability of Copilot with your all Microsoft 365 application. Now, this Copilot, it is based on large language model where how as a normal user we are able to interact with a Copilot as Copilot is a system. So how Copilot is going to understand our human readable language. So we and especially we users should be able to interact with a Copilot system in a human language. So there is a large language model that help. And there is a Microsoft Graph. So Microsoft Graph capability that help Copilot to get your data. For example, your file is there in OneDrive, and for example, you want to ask Copilot to summarize the content, to summarize your email. So Copilot, how it is going to get all your data? So Microsoft Graph is helping Copilot to collect user data. And then Copilot is going to respond end user on the basis of data collected from Graph. Now Microsoft Graph is having all your information, all your applications, where you have put your file and where you have put any meeting, where is your email that you are asking for, if you wanted to know any summarize any conversation done with any colleague. So all the information is collected with the help of Microsoft Graph only. Now when you are starting with Microsoft 365 Copilot, these are some prerequisite, right? Means first, you must be having a active Microsoft 365 account. That can be enterprise account, school account, okay, or business account. Once you have active account, or sorry, the active license, user account must be enabled, right? Because when you are using Microsoft Copilot, it require authentication. So user need to authenticate himself. If he is a valid user, if he is having the valid license, he would be able to use Microsoft Copilot capability with 365 services. Next, the prerequisite is that you must be having OneDrive account enabled, because Copilot is going to collect your information or give you the summary of the data on the basis of files which is there in your OneDrive. If you want to ask Copilot to, summarize any data which is your local drive, no, it is not going to help you out. Then, new Outlook for Windows enable Copilot integration. So, how this Copilot for Microsoft 365 works? So, Copilot, it combines large language model with work content and reduce digital overload. It keeps you engaged in meetings and gives you a quick recap when you miss any meeting. For example, right now, the current we all are in a meeting. Okay, you all are attending this session. Let's say it's your official conversation is going on, any official meeting is going on, or maybe you have missed that conversation for 1 hour. Maybe you have to switch to any other meeting. So, how to get the summary of that 1 hour? So, you can ask Copilot to give you the quick recap of the meeting or to give you the summary of the meeting. You can ask Copilot, was there my name called in the meeting? Any file which was shared in the meeting, right? You can summarize your large emails, large content if you have more than 100 of pages documents. So, sometimes it is very difficult to go through all the pages. So you can ask Copilot to quickly give you the summary for the document. The summary can be done for your email, for your Teams conversation, for your content, for your PPT, for your Excel data. Copilot can help you to draft any new content. Already a content is available. You can ask Copilot to edit that, make any changes, add some data, right? Or if you want to summarize anything, okay? So you can also use Copilot to enhance the document efficiency. Copilot, it simplifies new presentation with natural language command. You can simply ask Copilot, I wanted to create a PPT on the topic. You can also give agenda. This is what my agenda is. Please create my PPT. Copilot can also help you to identify the new trends or create any visualization, right? For example, if you are using Excel, so you have Excel data available in Excel sheets. You can ask Copilot to quickly give you, the summary or to identify any latest trend. For example, you are working in a, like, let's say, we are conducting different sessions where different participants are going to participate. Now, I wanted to see the trend of last quarter. So the trend of all the participants who have joined the session and they have also appeared for any exam. So what is the trend? Okay, so after attending the training, there were many participants who could appear for the exam or who could clear the exam, or the participants who were directly appearing for the exam. So what was the passing percentage? Okay, for example, if you have identified the trend and you want to create any visualization, for example, the same data you wanted to see in a way of any chart, any diagram, or you can Copilot also provide you some recommendation. This is what you have done, but this is what you can also do in the next phase or in the next step. Copilot always ensure that your data is protected. If any security is followed, any security policies, so Copilot makes sure that security and privacy of the data is always maintained. Copilot never use your organization data and leak it outside. The data you are using to take help from the Copilot, it is only for your reference. Nobody else can access that data, even not even Microsoft is going to access that data because it ensures the data is totally protected and totally private. It allows control over AI suggestion and emphasis on human element in interaction. This is a diagram that, of course, give you a better understanding how this Copilot actually works. So what happens, like let's say it is you, right? You are a human being, right? You are a user. You are using any, let's say, mobile, any tablet, or any laptop you are using. Now, you start working with any application. Let's say you are working with Outlook. Okay. So when you will open Outlook, you will notice there is an icon for the Copilot. So just click on the icon and you can see that uh, you can click on it and it will asking you for the prompt. This is how you can start interacting with the Copilot for Microsoft 365. Now, this Copilot can be used with different applications. And here, behind the scene, this Copilot is consulting with Microsoft Graph. So you can say that Microsoft Graph is the best buddy of Copilot for Microsoft 365. Because Microsoft 365 Copilot, it's a mediator between your system, Microsoft Graph, and your user. So Copilot is understanding the requirement of the user, and on the basis of the intelligence, generative AI capability and the learn model as it is already train how to understand the requirement, how to give the how to provide the result, expected result to the user. But Copilot needs the data, what customer is asking for. So Copilot best buddy Microsoft Graph. So Copilot consult Microsoft Graph. This is what my user is asking for. He is asking for the summarization of the conversation he has done with a people. Or this user is looking for the summary of the calendar. Like for example, I wanted to know what are the meetings planned in the next month. So the data will be collected from the calendar. If a user wants to know whatever the task assigned to him, or if any coworker has shared any file. So that is all information is there with Microsoft Graph. Now, on the basis of the trained data, Copilot take the reference and generate a new content, a new data. And behind the scene, this Microsoft Graph, which is connected with the organization data, that is your OneDrive, that is your Exchange Online, SharePoint Online, Teams chat, user mailboxes, and so on. Right? So this is your Copilot logical architecture, that how this Copilot actually works. So as user provides input or question in the application, then Copilot, it grounds the input and consult Microsoft Graph for related data, right? Then retrieval and augmented generation, it combine your user data with the relevant source for refining the question. And then Copilot, it uses the large language model to generate an initial answer. And the answer, it undergoes further refinement, include the checks against Microsoft Graph, evaluation for responsible AI, security, and compliance. It also makes sure that user is looking for any data, any conversation. Is he the authorized user to ask for the same? Is he the authorized user to edit the information? So Copilot, it provides a well-formed, relevant suggestion and actionable commands back to the user, which is closely tied to your organization specific data for relevance and context. Now let me show you. For example, I'm going to use Teams. So in my organization, I'm having the paid license. So if you have paid license, you can use Copilot capability. Okay. So for example, here I have opened Microsoft Team, and you all can see at the top, I have this Copilot icon. Or here at the extreme left side of the screen, you have this Copilot. Now this is the place you can start interacting with the Copilot. or you can also use this Copilot option here. Sorry. Okay. So yeah, so here I have opened the Copilot, and now here you get the area to write your prompt and interact with Copilot. Now here you can ask Copilot to give you the summary of any chat, or for example, you have opened any colleagues chat. Even here you have an option to use the Copilot. Can you see that? Here at the extreme right side, topmost corner, you can use Copilot and you can interact Copilot about the current chat you are doing with a colleague. If I'm going to open this Copilot, so now this Copilot, I can ask Copilot not only the question related to Teams data, but also about any file, any colleague, that may be any meeting, right? Here you have this attachment icon. You can see I can give the reference of any people, any file, any meeting, or any email. If you also want to upload any file from the device or upload any file which is there in your OneDrive, you can do so. For example, these are the file which is there in my cloud. For example, this is my case study solution file. Let's say this file I'm selecting. Please summarize attached file. Okay. Within a second, you have got the summary of this attachment. You can also attach many other files, right, to do any comparative study, comparative summary, right? Or here you can see the Copilot is giving me some suggestion. What next you can do? Can you provide more details on predictive analytics? What are the key takeaway from the conclusion? Can you explain the application in the marketing? So these all are the questions related to the attachment I have referred here. So you might have observed, though I have opened Teams, but not only the Teams chat conversation, but as Copilot is always consulting with Microsoft Graph, which is connected with all your organization environment data. So it can answer you related to any file, any people, any email, or any Teams conversation which is there in your Microsoft 365 environment boundary. Okay, so now let me take you back. Anyone, any query, any questions so far? I hope whatever I have just explained is clear to everyone. Okay, can you all show me thumbs up if at least the Copilot introduction is clear to everyone? Okay, that's great. Thank you so much everyone for your response. Your response really matters to us because if you are interacting with me, you are responding to me, it means like you are really enjoying this session. Okay, so now let's move ahead and let's understand what are the different core components of Copilot. Yes, should I call you Mathan? Any query you have? Mathin. If you have any query, please put it into the chat. or you can put your hands down. Okay, so now let's move ahead and we'll focus on the core component of Microsoft 365. So core components means on the basis of that the Copilot works. So the first one, that is your large language model. So large language model, these are the fundamental component of Microsoft 365 Copilot. Here this Copilot large language model, which is enabling Copilot to understand all the human languages or generate human-like text. Like you might have just observed, I have written a simple text in a English language that please summarize this attached file. So Copilot is able to understand my sentence and plus giving me the response in the language that as a human being I can read. Okay. And on the basis of these large language model, Copilot is going to create a new content. The next is as your large language model, it process the data and understand the data. Hmm. And these LLM again do it or process the data on the basis of LLM. That is a NLP, that is a natural language processing. This LLM it uses the advanced natural language processing to understand and interpret user input. So natural language processing. See right now, see we human beings, we interact with each other. Like right now we are interacting with you people. I have just asked you to please raise your hand and please confirm are you really understanding it or not. Or we are right now connected virtually. But what if we are connected physically, right? We are interacting face to face and you will feel the difference. The way I'm talking with you, the expressions I'm using, my body postures, it is having a different language, right? It is very important the way a human being is talking. A same sentence can be used with different emotions, right? So we human being, we understand each other emotions. Like for example, you are angry with me, so your tone will be changed. You are very happy, so your emotions is totally changed. You are crying, you are sad, you are upset. So how we are able to understand each other emotions and language? Because we are human being, and we know that if someone is very down or not talking in a way that I was expected, so I will ask, is everything fine? Are you okay? Why are you so dull today? Are you not feeling well? Right? So similarly, as we are expecting this co-pilot to understand our emotion, our tone. For example, I want you to write any content in a formal tone, or do you want to generate any content in a casual tone, or you are ordering for something. So how this co-pilot is going to understand? So as Copilot is based on large language model, and large language model, it use NLP technique, natural language processing. This is a technology that help a machine to understand human language, its emotion. And there are basically few components involved in NLP. So the first one is tokenization. So tokenization, what it do? Sorry. So tokenization, for example, I have written a sentence. Let me take you to Teams. For example, I have just written a sentence that please summarize this attached file. Now, tokenization will give token to each and every word I have mentioned. One token for please, like it is one, summarize two, this three, attach four, file five. So this is a kind of a tokenization. Your each and every word in your sentence are broken down into the token. A token is provided to them. Now, second is semantic analytics. Semantic analytic means What is your emotions? Semantic is what? How Copilot is underlying understanding your meaning or your context. For, if, for example, I'm asking Copilot that I am a trainer, so please help me to create an assessment for my student. So the context is what? That this is the content to be created for a trainer. You are a marketing department head and you want to do the market analysis. So your context is related to that. So you have to set the context. So Copilot understand your context, in what reference you are going to create the content. Then sentiment is your mood, emotion. Is it a very, fine tone, a rude, like you are very upset, you are very sad, right? Or let's say you wanted to write any letter in a request tone, you are taking a leave and you want to request for something, you are requesting for any file, any data, any help, right? Or it's a commanding tone, you are a head, team lead, and you are writing an email to join any meeting which is compulsory, it's kind of ordering tone, creating any content which is very friendly. For example, it's kind of an invitation letter for any event. Okay, so kind of a sentiment. And then you have language translation. Language translation means which is working in a multilingual task where it enable Copilot to assist the user in different languages. So this Copilot is based on these two main component, LLM and LLM, that is based on natural language processing. So LLM, it maintain the context across interaction and allow Copilot to provide relevant answer even in complex conversation. This LLM is also used in Microsoft 365 Copilot and add on it is trained on the Microsoft cloud environment, right? Ensure that your data is totally secure and data is totally private. And this is not at all trained on your organization data. So your organization is totally secure. Copilot leverage Microsoft Graph to access the enterprise data. So Copilot doesn't have the direct access to your data, but it leverage Microsoft Graph to access and utilize your enterprise data. Then third is your Microsoft 365 application. As you might have observed in my previous diagram that without interacting with these applications, you are user and you would not be able to interact with Copilot without these applications. So you have to use these applications. Then you have Microsoft Graph capability. So Microsoft Graph, which is working Microsoft, which is a unified Microsoft 365 services, and it enable or help Copilot to get access to the data and ensure that your data security is maintained, right? And the data which is passed to the Copilot, it is aligned with the user permissions, means is user is allowed to access the data or not. Then you have Microsoft Copilot, which is the add-on license, which is again like added, which is as the license is enabled for the user, you would be able to see the Copilot license with all the applications. Now let's see how Microsoft is committed to responsible AI. So Microsoft AI integration, it follows some key principle like the fairness, means it is giving equal treatment to all the users. Though you are a marketing head, director, VP, a user, so Copilot is going to give respond everyone equally, equal treatment. It's not like that you are a manager head or you are a department head, so you are getting a premium data and other users are getting a low kind of a data. No, it's not like that. It's just like when you are interacting with the Copilot, you have to set the context. You have to let Copilot know that you are a manager, you are a marketing, you are from finance, you are from HR. So this is just to set the context, and accordingly Copilot will understand your requirement. The same question can be asked with different people from the different perspective. For example, you are from the sales and you want to analyze the market. You are from the HR and you want to analyze the market. So everyone is setting a different context for the same question. Then second is the second key principle is reliability and safety. As different testing, it ensures that it is consistent and safe and kind of a safe performance and by AI. Then it is committed to safeguarding user data in all the phases as privacy and security is maintained. Inclusiveness means crafting the AI tool for accessibility and benefit for everyone. Then transparency, keeping user informed about AI system and their purposes. And accountability, which is related to ethical and legal standard and holding developer accountable. I hope this was clear to everyone. Let me share you one important link about the same. You all can refer this link. And someone was asking about the GitHub Copilot. So GitHub Copilot, this is an AI powered coding assistant, right? And it is developed by GitHub in the collaboration with OpenAI. And this GitHub Copilot is going to help developer to write the code, right? Where you can write the code in more, in a fast speed, and plus, comparatively, like you have to give less efforts, right? You can also take suggestion from the Copilot, right? For the related with the code snippet. An entire function is based on the context of code. Copilot, GitHub Copilot, it is giving you code suggestion and learning from the context, support from multiple language like JavaScript, Python, right? Now let's move ahead. Now let's see what are the possibilities are there with Copilot for Microsoft 365. So here in this part, we are going to, explore different application like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, Teams, where we can start using Copilot. So this is what Copilot in Microsoft Word, where you can create a new draft with the help of Copilot. You can ask Copilot to summarize your content or to edit your content. When you are asking Copilot, like here, when you will open the Word, let me take you to Microsoft Word. Let me open a new document. Okay. So now here, for example, you might have observed when I have opened a new document, it is giving me this Copilot icon here. And this is the Copilot icon here. This is for the chat. And this is again the Copilot prompt where you can ask Copilot to write anything, right? To generate a new content. For example, you have asked Copilot to create content on Gen AI, right? Let's click on generate. If you have any reference material, you can click on attachment and refer that file. Now Copilot is working on it. Okay. So now here, this is the area. If you want to, you know, keep this content, you feel like, okay, this is what the content is generated. It is very good and I want to keep it with me. So in that case, you can click on keep it. Before that, just go through the content which is generated by the Copilot. If you want any modification, you can do that. Like here, whatever the content you have originally written, you can click on it and edit your prompt. Okay. Now, for example, let's click on cancel. And here, for example, you have to make it casual. So you are refining your draft actually. Now it is more in a casual language. Now here you might have observed I have two options. This is the previous content and this is the second where I have refined my prompt. Okay. Whatever the option you want to keep, just go through that and click on keep it. Here, this is what to rephrase it or to regenerate it. Like I'm not okay with the content generated, I will click on rephrase. Now total I have three suggestions now. Whatever the content you want to keep, just go through that and click on keep. If you want to remove it, click on remove. Here you have an option to give a thumbs up or thumbs down. If you feel like as this Copilot, this AI system is always welcoming your feedback and it is trying to learn from your suggestions. So you are always welcome to give your feedback. If you like the content, so like it. Okay. You can send your feedback that what you actually liked, what was the thing like it may be something like you have got your response on time or you have that was the expected reply you were looking for and you got that. So just give your reply. For example, you haven't liked this it. So give your thumbs down. So what was wrong? For example, I have asked Copilot to create a formula, but that was wrong. It is not giving me the correct answer, correct value. So you can give your feedback. You can also share the screenshot of the file or the output that was generated. Okay, so let's remove that if you are going to start from scratch. So that was to creating a content, creating a draft. Now already you have a document created and you want to ask Copilot to give you the summary about that document. So for that you just need to attach that document, okay? Or you can also use the chat feature in Copilot. For example, let me go back to Word. Okay, let me open a file. So this is the file which is already there in my OneDrive. And as Copilot is automatically giving me the summary of this document. Click on View More, and here it is, the summary of this document I have just opened. If you want to copy and paste it somewhere, you can do so. Or if you want to open it in a chart, so here immediately a chart window will be open. And it is summarizing this document. You can also follow the suggestion like make the summary more casual or to give me the summary in 10 bullet points, right? So you have ask Copilot to give you the summary. Now, if you want to ask any question, okay, for example, what are different types of boiler systems are mentioned in this doc? Hot water boiler and steam boiler. So this is what a very good way to interact with Copilot related to the current document which is open. You do not have to manually just look into the information, which is really very time taking and hectic task. But like right now here, there is only 4 page document. But you may have, many pages in the same document, 40 pages, 50 pages, and and at the end you have to ask some question or find out any particular information or about any paragraph. So you can just go through Copilot and ask the question about your document. Here there are other suggestions like what are the benefits of hot water boiler? Can you explain the maintenance cost of a steam boiler? So just click on it, right? Here, can you see that? The average maintenance cost for steam boiler is about 0.27 per square foot, and its same is written here. So you can ask Copilot, just continue asking. See, it is just totally upon you that how you are interacting with the Copilot. The more question you are asking, the more you are going to get the better result. So this was the way you can start using Copilot with Microsoft Word. Now let's move back. Anyone, any questions so far? Any query? You are also welcome to put your prompt in this chat box. Like for example, if you have any particular question and you want me to put it into the prompt of Copilot, please let me know and I will do it for you. Okay. Give me a minute. Let me connect with my charger. Okay, so let's move ahead. Okay, so now let's explore the capability of Copilot in Outlook. So in Outlook, you can use Copilot to simplify your email, right? To summarize your email. You know, it happens that, like, let's say you are on leave, okay? And let's say, like, for me, like, I was out of my country for 1 week. And for that time, I was not able to look to the emails because I was so busy and my schedule was very hectic. So as I joined back, so that was I wanted to have the summary of all the email, any urgent email I missed, right? Any email where I was supposed to give any reply, any pending item. So I asked Copilot to quickly give me the summary of all the emails. Okay, so Copilot has given me the summary of all the email communication that I have done last week and any pending reply from my side. So it was really very great for me because I could immediately take the summary of all the missed email and immediately I could reply to the thing. Any file that was expected, let's say any training TOC was expected. So I immediately prepared that with the help of Copilot in Word and prepare the content and prepare the file and immediately send it to my colleague, right? So that's what you can do with Copilot in different application. So Copilot in Outlook you can use to summarize. Plus, if you want to create a new email, you can also ask Copilot to create a new email for you. Okay. For example, if you want to go to any leave, okay, so you can ask Copilot to give a leave request. Okay, for example, you are traveling and you want your organization to give you some advance, okay, for the travel expenses because you are going for your organization purpose, any official meeting. So or any you are like you are in HR and you wanted to create an email where you wanted to prepare some HR compliance policies and you want to share to your organization users. Okay, or there is any job description that you want to create and you want to send via email to all the uh, um, like candidates who are going to apply for that email. So that what you can do with the Copilot. Now let me take you to Outlook. Let's say this is the Outlook. And here in Outlook, you can see I can use Copilot here at the top, summary by Copilot. So click on the Copilot icon, just scanning my email in and it has given me one summary by for the selected email. Okay. Or like let's say any other email if you want to select. Okay. So you can ask Copilot to give you the summary. There are so many email which is having lengthy email thread and you do not want to go with all the emails. Might be the communication is going on from last many months maybe. Okay. So you can ask Copilot to give you the summary immediately. Now, for example, if you want to write a new content, here you have a Copilot icon or you can also press enter here and ask Copilot to draft an email for you. Click on it here. For example, I'm a HR head, draft an email. Description of IT manager AI. So here, Copilot, within a second, Copilot has prepared the email. Dear team, I hope this email finds you well. I am ready to share the job description for the IT manager AI position that we are currently looking to fill. And IT manager AI will be responsible for overseeing development and implementation of AI technology within our organization. These are the key responsibilities included: leading the AI team in the design, development, and deployment, collaborating with other departments, ensuring the security and integrity, staying up to date, managing budgets, right? So here you might have observed, you can see that within a minute your job description is ready. If you want to edit it, any changes, you can do so. There are some other important options are available, like for example, um, if you want to keep it, just click on keep it. You can modify the existing content by clicking on retry. So it will be rephrased and make it shorter, make longer, and like let's say I will click on make shorter. So comparatively not shorter, it's only in 10 lines hardly. Okay. If you want to again go back to the longer one, here you go. If you want to change the tone, you have all the options. Make it direct, formal. So like I will click on formal. Then these are some suggested tone. Simplify, add more detail, make more creative, clarify purpose or intent, right? So now here you have four options. Whichever the draft you want to keep, you can do so. And your email is ready. Anyone from the participants would like to give me any draft, any prompt? Yes, anyone who want me to write any prompt for Copilot in Outlook? Okay, anyone? No? Okay, I can see there is a question. Are there any limitation on type of files while analyzing the content? Okay, so come give me a minute. Okay, so yes, Microsoft Copilot is of course have some limitation, like this for analysis purpose in Microsoft 365 I'm talking about. It is basically designed to work with text-based file. Okay, so if you have a video file, it cannot do so. So you can do the analysis with your Word, Excel, PowerPoint, right? But you cannot make it for any non-text file, any video file. Okay, but yes, for your this meeting, ongoing meeting, for example, right now the recording is going on, and if you have start transcripting option, transcription is on. So what will done that whatever I'm speaking, it is going to create the transcript. So Copilot can use that transcript for the summarization and to analyze it. Okay, but again, as it's a text space, and of course there are some limitation with the file size also, like there are some limitation of the file size, like it can be for it is recommended that you can keep the document under 20 pages, and like if you want to have the summary of very large documents, it may not work. So better to keep or use the documents within 20 pages for the best result. and roughly like it's around 15,000 words. Okay. And if you want to upload any file, so if you have license, Copilot paid license, the upload limit is 10 MB per file. And this can be based on any specific use case and the type of analysis you are going to do. I hope I could give you the answer. Any other question you have? Okay, so let's move ahead. Now let's explore Copilot in PowerPoint. So in PowerPoint, you can use Copilot to create a new PPT. So, when we are working in our organization, it happens that, of course, you are manager, you are, team leader, you are working different department, but very important thing that anytime we have to, work with PPTs. There are some presentation, you are, planning for any marketing campaign. So for your team, maybe you have to use a PPT to present your ideas, your plan, your growth plan, any strategies. So working with PPT is really very time taking, and creating the PPT is very time taking. It may happen that you have some documents ready and you are asked to create the PPT for the better presentation, because the document cannot be opened during the PPT or during the meetings. How everyone is going to read your document? So what we do, we put some bullet points from the document and put it in the PPT. But just imagine that you do not have to create and worry about the PPT, as Copilot is there to help you out. So you can use Copilot in PowerPoint, where you can ask Copilot to create a PPT from for any topic, or create any PPT from any reference document. Now, let me take you to PowerPoint. Okay, so here at the top, I have this Copilot icon. Create a presentation about. Here, you can ask Copilot to create a presentation about Gen AI. Enter. And Copilot is working for me. Now let's click on Generate Slides. By the time, if anyone, any question, any query so far, please put it in the chat. Yes, Deepali, if you have any query, please mention in the chat. I will answer you for the same. Okay, so now here my slides are ready. and I can see there are total 23 slides. Okay, and you can click on keep it. Here, automatically agenda was selected. If I show you, this is the agenda which was by default selected. Only I have mentioned the main topic. But if you already have your agenda with you, that would be the better way to start working with Copilot and creating your presentation. So Copilot will be creating your PPT only following with the agenda or focusing on the agenda that you have mentioned. So now here you have your PPT ready. So if you want to interact Copilot here, or for example, summarize this PPT. Remove the slide number 4, like number 4. So now, okay, I cannot do that. Answer general purpose question. Okay, no problem. Okay, so this was a new PPT was created. For example, if you want to create a presentation from scratch, sorry, from a file. So here, let's say I want to create a new one. Create a presentation from a file and select the file. So let's say my file is this, business analytics. Enter. Okay, so here you can see my PPT is ready, and even I have not mentioned the topic, but I have referred a file. So already the document was ready, and I was supposed to go for the presentation of the topic. So I have quickly referred that document and asked Copilot to create the PPT out of that document. And now I have total 38 slides available, right? So we can use Copilot in PowerPoint to create a PPT from any reference file, or to ask any question related with the current PPT. And you can also ask Copilot to add a slide or to remove a slide. Here, like, let me click on manage, okay, view prompt. So there are some prompts available like add a slide, stay on track, about any job, like for example for the marketing, for industry related. Okay, any task, like if you want to edit, if you want to add, you want to create. For example, I want to analyze finance. It says no result. Human being. Okay, nothing. Prepare, create a hero image. Okay, I will just do one thing, add a slide about predictive analysis. Okay, it's not working right now for me. I'm sorry, but I can answer general purpose question. Okay, so here as I can do hands thumbs down and wouldn't get my new slide. Submit. It's done. I have observed it has happened that when I ask Copilot to add a slide, sometime it add and sometime it doesn't. So I have no idea what is the issue actually. Existing PPT, what do you mean, Deepali? Yeah, you can see that not the dashboard actually, but if you have a data available in a tabular form, you can ask Copilot to summarize the same. When I will take you to the Excel, I will show you that. Creating PPT using existing PPT template with pulling data. Yes, you can do that. But yes, you are saying pulling data from Excel dashboard. Can you show how it is done? Existing PPT template. Yes, you can open the existing template. Okay, like let's say Copilot for 365. Okay, so now here you might have observed that I have used a template already and asked Copilot to create a new presentation on a new topic. And Copilot has used my previous template. Okay, so if you have a template, please open the template and ask Copilot to create the PPT on a topic. Okay. Okay, now you want that pulling data from Excel dashboard. Excel dashboard means what do you mean? Like kind of already you have some images, some charts available. Is it like that, Deepali, you are looking for? I do not have any Excel file right now that is having some, let me check if I have. Let me just summarize. It is going to create a chart for me. Let me click on add to sheet. So it is added. Now I will click on, okay, this is the file, that is chai tea market trends. It is already saved. And let me open a new PPT. Okay. And here, as you can see, reference, I'm not getting any Excel file, but just to show you here, let me copy the link of this file. So this is the reference I have given to my Excel file. See here, can you see that? I'm getting the reply. It looks like you referred an Excel sheet to create a presentation from the file. It says that try using the Word or PDF document. Okay. So Sheila, it means that you can only refer the file which is there in PDF format or in a Word. So you cannot use Excel file here as a reference to create a PPT. So Sheila, I hope now it is clear to you. But as I have shown you, you can of course analyze your uh, this data over there. Okay. And you can also create the chart and all. So that's why I have done this, just to show you that what is the capability of Copilot and what is the limitation of the Copilot. Okay. So I hope I could give you the answer, Sheila. Yes, Sheila, as I said that you need license for the same. Okay. For example, I am using Copilot license as an add-on license with Microsoft 365, so I am able to use that. But if you do not have the license, you cannot do so. But yes, I will let you know how you can explore the Copilot capability free without the license. So in that case, you can open the browser. Okay, that's for everyone. Please open the browser and just type bing.com. If possible, please log into your organization account or to your personal Microsoft account. No problem. Click on this Copilot icon there. As in my case, I have the paid license, so I can see work and web mode. Let me open in a incognito mode so that I can show you without the license. So it is asking you to sign in. So here I'm using one trial account that I don't have Copilot license. Okay, so now here I am using one account that I do not have the Copilot license. So you all can just sign in and have the Copilot experience. For example, if you want to create any content, or if you want to summarize any content. For example, here I will use this attachment option and I will just quickly mention a file so that you can attach from your OneDrive, that is your desktop application, or any local drive. So like right now I'm using my OneDrive file. Let's see, I will ask Copilot. Please summarize this file. Okay, so now here you can see the Copilot has given me summary. So this is what the free license I'm using. I do not have any paid license available. You can also refer any file like let's say so I have attached the Excel file that I was working with. For example, someone was asking a question. Create pie chart and group it on the basis of country from column value on total chai. Let me check. I have the related. I do not have the country column here. So can you suggest me any other prompt? Let me open any other file. Okay, so for example, let me give the reference of this file. Here I can ask Copilot, okay, that create a pie chart and group it pie chart for revenue, and group it on the basis of campaign time. So your chart is created. Okay, now the same prompt I will try with the free license. Okay, I will just copy it. Now I will take you to the free license. Here it is. I guess no, this is not the free one. I have opened that free. Yeah, here it is. Okay. So let me give the reference of my another file. The marketing campaign. Open. The pie chart for revenue and group it on the basis of campaign type. Please refer attached sheet. And here you go, right? So you can see digital marketing, brand marketing, and customer experience. Okay, so you can copy the content and paste it to any other page. Like let's say, okay, and here you go. But the chart is not added. So for chart, let me check Here you have option to copy the image and put it here. Oh, where is the image? It is not giving me the option to take this image from here. Mm, no, no. I think you need to take the snapshot. No other option. But this is what I think you can get with a free license even. Okay, any other questions so far? And if you want to explore it, you can also try bing.com and try to log in with your organization account and with your any Microsoft account, any personal account, you can do so and try to explore the Copilot. And I will share you some use cases also. Let me share one file. Uh, as you can see, I'm using some resource file. So if you want to explore it, you can use the resource file from here. Just go through this link and here you have an option to download the zip file. When you will download, you will get this resource file folder and here you have all the labs here. These are the resources file. Even the same I'm using in my demos. And these are the labs, like for example, if you want to explore it with, any sales marketing case, any finance, any HR, so you all have the related files available. For example, if you want to analyze the resume, if you want to create the job description, so though it is asking you to do it in web, but you can just copy it. For example, I'm a HR manager, copy and put it into the Copilot prompt. Okay, it says that to attach a file. Okay, no problem. Let me put it again. And the file is Graphic Design Institute. This one and open. Let me check again which file it is asking me to add and enter. Of course, there are some limitations like the size of the file you are attaching here, uh, quantity of the file. Like here with the free, you can only attach one file at a time, and in a day, total 5 files only. But with the paid, you can attach multiple files, and with around 2 GB of files can be uploaded. Okay, so here you can see based on the responsibilities, and here you have the job responsibilities, the job title, right? So you can explore this link. It is a really very, very good link to explore Copilot with the resources file, with all the steps, with all the prompts, okay? And that you can try with bing.com. So I'm sharing this link. You can try it out. Sheila, I couldn't get you. Any age limitation means what? Age limitation of user? Okay, let's move ahead. Yeah, so we were exploring Copilot in PowerPoint. Now coming to Excel. In Excel, as I have just given you the demo in Excel, you can create the chart. You can ask Copilot to give you the summary, to analyze, or to create any calculations. You can also ask Copilot to create any formula column. Okay, for example, There is a file already open and you can ask Copilot, give me suggestions for formula column. So now Copilot is going to give you suggestion. Okay, this is what the calculation of formula you can add in your sheet. Okay, like here it is asking me, do you want to add the total profit? So if you want to insert, just put your cursor over there. It is also giving you the preview, right? This is how the column will be added. So click on insert column. You can also give these suggestion, take this suggestion, how many campaign type of digital marketing. There are 6 campaigns of the type digital marketing, and you can see there are total 6 campaign of type digital marketing. You can also ask Copilot suggestions for conditional formatting. I think you all have done tried conditional formatting. So here you can take the suggestion like if you do not know how to start, how to write the prompt. So like here, highlight cells and total profit when engaged ratio calls are greater than, highlight duplicate cell in column campaign, highlight top 3 in column total profit. Let's try this one. So top 3 will be highlighted and here click on apply. These are the top 3 that are highlighted by Copilot. If you want to go with any or try any other, like for example, highlight cell equal to digital marketing in column type. Here you go. And you can see these are the digital marketing that are highlighted. Okay, so this is what you can do with Excel. Now, in Microsoft Teams. So Copilot capability with Microsoft Teams, where you can use Copilot to give you the summary of all the chats. I have already shown you in Microsoft Teams. Like for example, any meeting which is already done, if you want to summarize a chat, right? Or any team conversation, any colleague conversation, any chat conversation, if you want to summarize. If you want to ask Copilot, please let me know if any file was shared or any pending item or any chat where I was mentioned at the rate. So that all Copilot will let you know. You can also ask Copilot to give you the reply of any chat. Okay, for example, what did Rekha said about my quarterly performance? Okay, or has a new marketing strategy been discussed or not? Or could you suggest me a question for me to ask about my project timeline? Okay, for example, there is a online meeting going on, and I'm asking you to please ask me any question, any doubt if you have. Ask me any question about Copilot usage in Teams. Ask me the question. Now, you do not know what question I should ask with Komal. No problem. You can ask Copilot, hey, please give me the suggestion what question I ask with Komal about the Copilot in Teams. So these are the questions you can ask with the Copilot. For example, any conversation is going on about a meeting, about any upcoming project, upcoming proposal. So all ideas you can ask from the Copilot. Okay. Or for example, any meeting notes you have to prepare. So Copilot will help you to prepare you the same. So as Copilot is giving you the graph grounded chart, grounded chart means though you are using Copilot with Teams, like here. Um, where is my Teams app? Let me close all the unnecessary one. Um, yeah. So here, as you can see, I have opened Microsoft Teams, but I have this graph grounded chat option. Graph grounded chat means you can ask Copilot any question, any query, or create any content with the attached content, though you are using Microsoft Teams. And the same you get in your Bing.com. Like for example, I have opened this browser. And here I have just log in and I have this graph grounded chat option. Okay. So this Copilot you will get in Teams or you will get it here. Just open the Copilot and here to have you have two mode, work mode and web mode. So if you have the paid license, then only you can use a work mode. Now it is a work mode, it is going to give you the answer on the basis of the data or the content available in your Microsoft 365 environment. But once you have enabled the web mode, now it is going to give you the answer on the basis of the data available in the internet, on the web. Okay, for example, you want to analyze a market. What is the market trend going on? Okay, for example, let me pick one prompt from here. Let's say this is for marketing. Okay, so now I'm just going to copy this content and I will put it here. And you will notice I am in web mode. So here, basically, I am trying to do a market research. So here I have write it in the prompt. I am a director of marketing research of a toy company that is a US based. Let me put it India based toy manufacturer. So conduct a market analysis for the toy industry to identify the sales figure, latest trend, consumer preferences, and most popular toys in the market. See, many times it happens that you have to analyze your information on the basis of your internal data and for the external data. Like in this case, you want to analyze the market. So in that case, you want to refer the data which is outside your organization, right? Accordingly, you are going to make your strategy and make the business decisions. So please open it a web mode and ask your query. So Copilot is going to prepare the result. Okay. And here I have my response. You can see uh, sales figure. The Indian toy market has been experiencing significant growth in 2024 or approximately USD 1.9 billion, which is projected to grow by USD 4.7 billion. And next is the latest trend. And as if you feel like it is more in a text way, so you can also ask Copilot to please put this information in table format. And here you go. So now your detail is in a table format, like latest trends. So latest trends are movies and TV, franchisee, nostalgic and classic toys, sustainability, tech-driven toys, And then customer preferences, educational value, like right now we want to give those toys to our kids, which is kind of having educational values. Our kids are going to learn something, right? Learning through play, gender neutral designs, and most popular ties. So if you are doing a market analysis, you can see this data is really very useful for your organization. Now let me go back ahead. So as I have just explained, you have work mode and web mode. So whatever the mode you want to prefer or have the information, you can do so. So as all our response depend on the prompt you are using with Copilot. So you have to follow the best practices for interacting with Copilot and to write the prompt. So first that your prompt should be very clear, and it's not that it should be very clumsy. Do not write full so many sentences in a same sentence, kind of a paragraph. Don't do that. Make sure your sentences are very clear. Now whatever the content is generated by the Copilot, do not just totally trust that. First review the content, make sure it is correct as per your requirement, then going to accept that. And this is a system, right? So like we are always in a main lead, we are always a main pilot, and co-pilot is what? Is a assistant. So do not 100% trust on your assistant, just review that. Now give your feedback, thumbs up or thumbs down. Okay, avoid over reliance, means do not over trust co-pilot or just overuse co-pilot. It is just a supplementary tool. Then unlock your creativity, means it's up to you the way you are interacting and having the utilization of Copilot. You can just explore your utilization, your imagination, and the way you are, the more you are questioning with the Copilot, the more you are going to get the answer. As Copilot is always like taking care of your security and the sensitivity of the data in your organization, and always be updated with your working habit, means whatever the new articles are coming up, any new updates are introduced from the Microsoft for the Copilot and all. Now when you are going to write the effective prompt for the Copilot, there are four main part of your prompts. First, what is your goal? What you want to do? Is it a kind of a summary you want to generate? You want to create any content? You want it in a bullet list? You want to create any column? You want to create any chart, right? So you want to add any slide. So your goal should be clear. Then set your context. Why you want to do that? Is it for any creating any content, like means do you have any meeting? Do you are you going to prepare for any presentation? I am a trainer and I have to prepare the PPT for my upcoming training session. So this is my context I want to set. Like I am a sales manager, I am a HR manager. So you have to set your context. Then expectation. How should Copilot respond to you? Best fulfill your request, means a change, kind of a tone. Is it a casual tone? It's a formal tone, any directive tone, and so on. Then the source. Source means kind of a, like creating a PPT on the topic. My topic is my source. Create a PPT from the file. That is, my file is my source. I want to summarize a chat done with Rekha. So Rekha is my source. If you want to summarize any email, so that email is my source. So what is the source of your information? So make sure your prompt is having both, for all four these parts. Okay, now let me give you the use cases quickly. So these are few use cases. Even the same use cases are mentioned in the link I have shared. Executive use cases, like you can summarize a chat, you can create a slide presentation, create a speech. right? For the sales use cases, you can create a sales presentation, create a market research report, prepare the meeting notes, compare the agreement, supplier agreement. For IT use case, like if you have to create any project plan, if you have to update any technical report, or you have to draft any email. This is for marketing. Okay, like if you have to analyze any marketing trend, prepare any marketing report. This is for finance, create a financial analysis, or working with a spreadsheet. HR, like you can create the job description, create the interview question, or you can compare the resume, analyze the resume, and you can ask Copilot to give you the recommendation. Like, for example, there are 30 candidates who have applied for the job, but you can only conduct the interview for the top 10 candidates. So how to find out these top 10 candidates? So you can ask Copilot to give you the suggestion which resume you can select for the interview. This is for the operations, and these are the some challenge use cases. Okay, so that was the first part of this session. It's all about the Copilot. Yes, of course, Copilot can help you to generate the MOM, minutes of the meeting. Okay, but for that, make sure that this transcript option is enabled, right? If the transcription is on, then Copilot is going to capture all the word used in this meeting, verbal or written, and then will help you to prepare the MOM. But without transcription, like in this meeting, this transcript option is disabled. So then Copilot can give you the summary only on the basis of a chat conversation. So whatever we are putting into the chat, question, answers, Copilot only can give you the MOM of the same. Okay, Ajit? Okay, so in the first part of our session, we have understood what is this Copilot, what is the Copilot function, Copilot system, and how Copilot works, Copilot core functionality, right? How to use the Copilot in different application, how to write the effective prompt, and the use cases. Okay, so now let's take a break for 20 minutes, and after the break, we are going to explore the second part of the session. So in the second part of the session, we are going to discuss how as an organization you can you can go with user enablement. Means how you can enable Copilot with all your user in the organization. So let's take a break, have a cup of coffee or tea, and we'll see you after the break. Okay, so hello everyone, I'm back. I hope you all are there with me. So now let's start with the second phase of this session. So for that, let me just close all the previous file. Okay, so let's start. So in this part, we are going to discuss about user enablement strategies for adopting Microsoft 365 Copilot. So this part basically focus on how you can start working with Copilot, like as an organization, how you can adopt it for your user. But when you are going to, adopt Microsoft 365 Copilot for your organization, it is very important for you to understand the strategy that you need to make before you are actually going to adopt it. So here we are going to drive the adoption of Microsoft 365, which actually focus on Microsoft 365. You will be exploring some effective strategies, methodologies that include Microsoft 365 adoption framework, just to ensure that successful technological transformation within your organization. Any successful technological transformation in any organization, it requires a holistic approach, including employee engagement, strong leadership, clear goals, and collaborative learning. So here first, we are going to explore that how you can plan, create, and implement the robust adoption plan for Microsoft 365 Copilot. And you will learn how to measure, evaluate, and progress the technologies of the technology adoption. You will also discover the required steps to lead a transformative adoption process that will ensure the successful user engagement. This will empower your organization to maximize the value of Microsoft 365 Copilot. So this part focus on importance of user enablement, three-part approach to becoming AI powered with Microsoft 365, people first strategy, user enablement framework, right? An insight from an organization who adopted Microsoft 365 Copilot. So when you're going to enable it, so why you should know that how to enable it? What is the importance of that same? So user enablement, it generally referred to as adoption. So when you are going to adopt any new technology overall organization wise, and your users are going to actually work on it, so it is very important to make a strategic process, and this strategic process of empowering your user to effectively use this technology and to have a better utilization of the same. You can do it by providing them required training program, some resources, and support. For example, when you are going to adopt Microsoft 365 Copilot, so your users must be properly trained with the system. So the training should be provided that how they can start using Copilot with different Microsoft 365 application. Resources means like the license they should be provided, any test environment should be provided, some resource file or sample file should be provided to test it. And then if in this journey if they require any support, any supporting documents, any reference material, any ppt, they should be provided. Now more than ever, user enablement is critical aspect of ensuring the successful of adoption is of Microsoft 365 Copilot in your environment. Microsoft 365 Copilot is basically focused on business value, employee engagement, creativity, and enhance user productivity and skills within your organization. It is designed to support and amplify the capability of employee across a variety of tasks of processes, transforming that how work is done within your organization, and to get the most from these transformation AI capability, that an investment that you have made on your human side. The journey of becoming an AI powered with Microsoft 365 Copilot, it involves the right leadership, managing human transformation, and carefully that is done with robust enablement program and building the necessary technical skill within your workspace. So there are few steps or few approaches you can say to become a AI powered Microsoft 365 Copilot organization. So the first and important part is leadership. Just give me a minute. Okay. Now this first is your leadership, right? So you need to develop leadership capability so that you can have the utilization of this AI power in your business outcome. For that, you require fundamental learning, proper business strategy, AI council creation, providing clarity and prioritization, right? Then second is human change, means how you are investing in your employee experience. You need to improve the culture. You need to make your user know about these technologies, how they can enhance the their production, their output, the capability by using this AI, and authentically integrating the feedback. Like though you have introduced these technologies, but what is the feedback you are receiving from your uh, team? Then technical skill means building the technical skill to deliver the business result by providing access to the training, expert or SMEs, right? Manage and mitigating these risks. Okay. So business users, they must have a personal realization, right? When you are into innovation, like the rise of generative AI services and transformation, the focus should be on people and adopting a people first strategy. Now, the impact of these products on you and your organization, it totally depends not just on the product itself, but on how well the business users can incorporate these capability into their everyday work. So business users, they are, discovering these capability, using these capability, discovering its values, and looking at them like as a kind of a investment of time and attention. So our role as technology and adoption leader, this is to design that realization with intention, compassion, and a skill. Now, this table, it is giving an example map of a standard business user journey at key moment. So the key moment is the question, underlying feeling, micro action, and desired outcome. So the first question of business user might not always be directly spoken or expressed openly, which is resulting in the feeling of curiosity, some concern. So our goal is to first discuss with a business leader, is to look into these concern and replace them with the understanding. So you may have different micro action in your organization, but the overall methodology is designed to address the underlying feeling which will impact the behavior of your users, user community, stakeholders, right? So we should always keep in mind that every time we interact with our users, we are not only helping them learn a new technology, but we are also building a trust relationship between ourselves and our users, and between our users and their new experience. So as a user experience professional or adoption manager, trust is very important. We must genuinely put our users trust first if we want to support them on this journey. And this is how we will get most from the AI and all it offers to our organization. Now, Microsoft, we understand that this adoption process, or you are going to use these new technologies, it involve of course some changes, and this change is of course very innovative, and that's why this framework is introduced, that is user enablement framework which is introduced. Now from the real world experience, it is created that you can easily follow this framework to guide you and your team step by step through the rollout of your Microsoft 365 Copilot. And you can drive continuous impact across your organization. The Microsoft 365 implementation process, which is actually geared by leadership. And for the successful launch, it is very important to establish the scenarios, the security measure at the beginning. And the implementation process, it is like user enablement and technical readiness. These two are really very important in this process. And support, it just run parallel to these two processes. So this is your framework, user enablement framework. So the first is like how you are getting ready for the same. So it is very, of course, very important to understand that how you are going to adopt these technologies. That is, of course, involving some changes. So Microsoft 365 user enablement framework is structured into four phases. The first one is getting ready, then onboard and engage, drive impact and extend the optimize, And in this course, here we are going to understand these actions, offering the best practices and necessary tool. Now let me tell you one story of an organization that is a global organization where the adoption of Microsoft 365, it has enhanced employee productivity, collaboration and creativity. Now the organization name was Bayer. Okay, it's a global enterprise which is deeply rooted into life science field and with a history of around 150 year, and their purpose was that use the science for better life, right, and how to use this AI technology for the betterment, and then commitment to leverage the scientific advancement to improve everyday life. So these organizations product and services are basically designed to benefit their people and improve their quality of life. They operate in a few areas like crop science, pharmaceutical, and consumer health. And the challenges they were facing that in managing and utilizing some research data, particularly in the crop science division. And now they made it like how you are going to work with the unstructured data, understand ongoing research, because they were dealing with the volume of data. And additionally, they were having they were also looking into the data to be summarized day wise or as per the location or on the basis of different other criterias. So now the solution they adopted, that was Microsoft 365 Copilot. By using Microsoft 365 Copilot, their productivity was increased as Copilot was helping them to summarize the email and the attachment, improving the management of email, messages, and the document. And of course, speed up their data searches, helping employee to find more important information. Additionally, Copilot also prevented them duplicate efforts in the research, and which of course speed up product development and get the product quicker. Then Copilot make it very easy for them to find out who is actually working on the global search project. For then it is for the better teamwork, and it facilitated them with easy connection and idea sharing among their colleagues. Copilot generate ideas, suggestions, as we have observed that Copilot is also helping you to generate new ideas, suggestions, right? And it also enhancing the creativity process and making very smooth for the project execution. Copilot has bridged the communication gap between the data scientist and the lab researcher, and it has sped up their data sourcing and made information access easier. So what they have done, they have made a store, right? A model store and a Copilot plugin to their teams. And they were able to use the natural language search and interfacing with scientific data. So this was just the case study I have given you, like how they were struggling, and now by after using the Copilot adoption, how they were able to improve and overcome from these challenges. So friends, now I have few questions. I want you all to just put the answer in your chat box. So you have 2 minutes to please quickly read this question and write the correct answer in the chat box. For example, the first question, you can write first one, A, B, or C, whatever the answer you feel is the correct one. So please take 2 minutes. Read all the questions carefully. Okay, so I hope you all are giving the answers. Okay, that's great. Uh, Krupesh has put the answer. I request you all to please put your answer in the chat box. Okay, so let's discuss all the questions one by one. So, what is the key principle of the people first strategy in adopting new technologies like Microsoft 365 Copilot? So, the correct answer is prioritizing user experience and satisfaction over mere usage statistics. Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm not able to click on it. Okay, so next question, what is the planning? I'm not able to click on it. No idea what is the problem. Okay, so now what? The second question, the company is planning to adopt Microsoft 365 technology. What is the purpose of Microsoft 365 adoption framework? So the purpose is to guide companies through the adoption process of their Microsoft 365 technology. Next question, why is user enablement crucial for the successful adoption of Microsoft 365? So it is very crucial because it facilitates the transition of Microsoft 365 Copilot by providing necessary training, resources, and support. Okay, so I hope you all. Okay, next there are two more questions, but answer is already there. You can just refer it. So what was the key outcome of implementing Microsoft 365 Copilot? So through the better management of email, messages, and document. And the key aspect of leadership pillar, developing leadership capability to leverage AI for enhancing business outcome. Okay, so now let's move ahead and we are driving to the next module. So our next module that focus on successful adoption, the envision of successful adoption of Microsoft 365 Copilot. So in this part, you are going to envision of your adoption journey with Microsoft 365 application and services. And there's really a very crucial phase which focus on successful implementation by teaching you how to identify giving priority to any specific scenarios for your organization, understand and leverage available resources, right? And you will learn how to assemble a dedicated team and define a clear business strategy. So as when you recruit any lead or any resources, there are some characteristics that you need to consider, like you need to um, understand the change management practices, that how when you are changing or adopting new technologies, or leaving the old one, people are already used to using that. So how to do that, how to manage that change, and the technical skill which is required for Microsoft 365 collaboration tools, management skills, right? Strong verbal communication skills so that you can make people understand about the technology, help them understanding their requirement and so on. So these are the key group to engage for successful adoption efforts: executive sponsor and business stakeholder, owners, user enabled leaders, and business representation. Then assemble your team. So here it is recommended that you can use IT professionals. They are going to help you out for any support. Like for example, of course, as you for your organization, it is totally a new technology. So you are not expert in that. So you can take the help of these IT professionals. They can help you to provide the training to for the proper setup, assigning these licenses, right? Giving support to your end users. Then early adopter. So you may have a group of the user who are the early adopter, the pilot user. You will make them understand and learn about this technology, and they can share their knowledge and valuable insight organization wide. And then champions. Champions are kind of a peer to peer. They are the end user training. You are providing support before and during the service deployment. Now for that, you can identify your team members. Like here, these are the team key roles available. Mention their responsibilities, department, and the team member identified for this role. Then user enablement team model. So this is the model, and this diagram is an example of your team model, and your model may appear different based on the existing structure of your organization. But you can use this one as a guide as you assemble and structure your team. User enablement is team. Then you can this as this is a secure executive sponsorship. So as a study shows that 87% of successful transformation project had visible engagement by executive sponsors. You can use the stakeholder management life cycle. These stakeholders are very essential in this transformation process, as they can help you to gain buy-in, support, feedback from the senior leaders, manager, and end-to-end user who are actually involved in or affected by this adoption process. So it is suggested to use this stakeholder management lifecycle for managing your stakeholder, and this structured approach will ensure stakeholders are engaged and supportive of the AI transformation efforts. Now, this life cycle, it has main six steps involved, like validate strategies objective, identify the stakeholder who are actually you are putting into this category, like your customer, your peer, executives. Then understand and access stakeholder leadership relationship, define stakeholder management approach, develop communication plan, and then monitor and adopt the same. So here we have provided a stakeholder mapping worksheet that you can utilize and use as a guide in your downloadable Microsoft 365 Copilot Success Kit. Let me share you the Success Kit. So I'm sharing it with you. So when you collaborate with your team to define the objectives and the desired outcome, that Microsoft 365 technologies can help you to achieve this. And this could also include defining any strategic vision of becoming any AI powered organization. So, if you are planning to adopt Microsoft 365, as you begin to make your business strategies, you need to identify the challenges or the your strength areas of opportunity where you can enhance your work processes. A user experience strategy, it will enable you to quantify the value which is received from adopting Microsoft 365 Copilot and gives your team a vision and roadmap for success. It also allows you to focus on the need of people first and technology second. And this aligned with your people first strategy. Remember the at the starting I have explained you the people first strategy, which actually enhance value for your employee, your customer, and your partner. It is start utilizing this template and craft your own document with Microsoft 365 Copilot in Word. You can conduct a workshop for your team where you can define these strategies, these scenarios, and you can focus on foundational knowledge and insight about Microsoft 365 AI capability and identify AI ready scenarios. Now, when you're going to identify the scenario, so this scenario cover the way your people will use this technology where you can address the business challenges and achieve organization, culture, and individual adoption outcome. Now, why this scenario is important? Because this scenario will allow teams to understand that how Microsoft 365 can help them achieve more. And they act as input and validation of Microsoft 365 awareness, and they support awareness and readiness activities. You need to identify your scenarios. You can begin it by using some use cases. Okay, like I have shared you one link for the use cases, you can refer that. That is AI ready scenarios that Microsoft 365 Copilot can support and map them for the related product and services. You can explore Microsoft Productivity Library. You can explore Microsoft Copilot Scenario Library. Let me share you the link. This is a Copilot Scenario Library that can be used in this journey of this Copilot adoption. Here, as you can see, these are the functional areas like for communication, if you are from the finance, HR, legal, marketing. Okay, if let's say this is human resource. Here you can start with analyzing hiring practices. These are the KPI impacted. These are the value benefits, right? And these are the examples. There are so many use cases you can explore. Let me share this link. And another link, this is for Microsoft Productivity Library. So when you are choosing your scenario, you can consider a few questions like, is it really going to solve your problem? Is it like you can really obtain it, or is it really a widely used scenario, or how many people who are using it, and how many ROI does it provide? Once you have identified your scenario for the organization or and its team and role, it is very important to give priority. So you know where to focus first, right? You can see the impact and the difficulty that will help you to understand that which scenario is really going to provide the most impact, the fastest, and which require more planning. You can capture expected business values of Microsoft 365 technology along with your success measure for each business scenario. There are some definition that can help you to build your success criteria like KPI. KPI measure, that is a high level summary of the measure. KPI reporting frequency, KPI formula, data source, data gathering, transformation, right? Data gathering instruments, data gathering owner. So like you can gather the data from the survey, any feedback form, or you can create guide on data transformation, right? And who is going to do that? Who is going to gather the data? You can state which person is going to do that, or the group of people who are going to collect the information. Okay, then this is the example of the scorecard template that you can use to effectively track and work on the report. And you can also make and work with the documents. Like you can use use this template, and which is really kind of a document that can help you to approach to any reporting success. Like this is the reporting template. Who will you report success to, how often, in what format, or using which vehicle. Then be intentional with seat alignment, like when you are going to identify or when it is done, like you have identified your success scenarios, you can start to deciding the information about any individual, about any department, the requirement they have. Are they really ready to adopt these technologies? Or is there any other group of user who are more into that requirement, or the department who need this technology to be adopted first? Okay, you can concentrate on the licenses requirement according to the team and the department to start working with. As I have shared you the scenario library, you can refer that library where you can identify the use cases that can be used for the group of user or for the department. After that, you can see like is your organization ready? So readiness is what that is your organization is really ready to adopt these new technologies. Are your users are already comfortable with the technology they are already using with, or they are really want to explore the new technology, or they want to work with it. Okay, like for example that we are conducting this training program, and there are many users who are attending this, and they are getting about this new technology. And when they have attended these programs, so they all are really very interested exploring these technologies, using these technologies. So when your users are already aware about the benefits and all, so they are really they really would like to use this technology. So it means that you are really financially ready, your users are really ready, and like let's say it happens that you are introducing a new technology, but your users are already comfortable with the previous one, they do not want to adopt it. So in that time it is very difficult for any organization to complete the adoption process. So now on the basis of the current module, I have few questions. I request you all to please mention the correct answer in your chat box. So there are total 6 questions. I will open this slide for 2 minutes and the another slide for 2 minutes. So I want you all to please read these questions carefully and mention your answer in the chat box. I request you all to please participate in this MCQ and mention your answer. Sorry, Ajit, I cannot share this PPT because it is only accessible to MCTs and it is provided to us from Microsoft directly. Okay, so I cannot share this PPT, but surely I'm going to share you the course link. And this course link covers all the modules that I have covered during this session. Okay, that is of course in detail. Even my PPT is having only the bullet point, but this link is going to cover all the content that is discussed. Okay, so now let's discuss all the questions. So the first question, what is the purpose of an AI council? So the purpose is to oversee and guide the responsible and ethical use of AI. So this is your correct answer, the second one. What is the primary? Let me pick my marker at least here. Okay, let me just see, edit anyway. I think now I would be able to make changes. Oh, no. Okay. So this is the correct answer. Next, what is the primary role of executive sponsors and business stakeholder? So the primary role is to provide a vision and overall leadership. This is the correct answer. Why is crafting a user experience strategy important when you are adopting Microsoft 365? So to define the strategy, vision, and roadmap for success. Next. So there are three more questions. I'm giving you 2 more minutes. Okay, so let's find out the correct answer. So, what is the main purpose of identifying and prioritizing the scenario? So, the main purpose is to address business challenges and achieve outcome. I hope you all have given me the correct answer. What is a critical step in establishing a success measure for Microsoft 365 Copilot adoption? That is to identifying KPIs that should improve. And that is what is mentioned in your scenario library. What is the essential aspect of accessing your organization readiness for adopting new technology? So the correct answer is evaluating willingness and the preparation of new technologies. Okay. So now let's move ahead, and in this part we are going to understand about onboarding and empowering and engagement of Microsoft 365. Uh, in this part we are going to again explore the adoption framework. So this is the next stage, onboard and engage. Then how to empower your employee to use Microsoft 365 Copilot effectively and efficiently. So one of the best way to drive your user enablement program. This can be done through peer learning, which actually foster the culture of knowledge sharing. For example, I am provided the training of Copilot, right? Like let's say, it's around more than it's a year now when this Copilot for Microsoft 365 was introduced, and I was the first person in my organization to provide the training for the same and the resources. So as I that time, this training program could be conducted for me. But as now I am aware about this technology, and now I can conduct the training program for my internal user. That is an internal training program. So this is a kind of a knowledge sharing. So whatever the resources I am using, the knowledge I have got from the training program, I can share it to my colleagues. Now to achieve this, it is recommended that you have to establish the best practices, and that is for co-pilot center of excellence. Now what is this co-pilot center of excellence? So this center of excellence, it's a virtual community, and this community allow co-pilot users to connect, share ideas and support each other, and it create a buzz for new way of working and allow user to uh, you know uh, learn from these ideas, and to move towards a successful implementation of the copilot. It is very important step when you are into the gathering some information and driving towards healthy usage of copilot. When you are working in a group and sharing the knowledge, even you will get to know something new. Like I have, explored different use cases, worked with different resource file, but when I was sharing the information with my other colleagues, they all have come up with new ideas. Even in my every training program, I ask my participant to come up with some new ideas, the prompt I can put with a co-pilot. Many times it happens that they have come up with a really a prompt I have not explored previously. So that is again a kind of a learning for me too. And it is very exciting for me to learn new things. And a standard, the rollout program, you will receive some periodic feedback also from your champions or from any early adopter who have already explored that. You might already have some location where your user community interacts with each other or submit IT help desk request. So this Copilot COE, it can enhance the current location by providing the best practices, guidance, and easy access to your peer and training schedules and continuous inspiration for new Copilot scenarios. A common, practice is that the key element of this AI transformation, you can choose where to locate it based on your organization current practices. Use Microsoft 365 technology to help people adopt Microsoft 365 Copilot. You can follow COE best practices, right? You can build your own community of practices. Okay, let me share you the link. You can just refer these articles. So they've suggested a framework. This is for creating this community for you and your Copilot users. That includes SharePoint and Teams. So you can build these mediums into some existing community you are already using. And but it is suggested to make it with Copilot Center of Excellence. You can also create SharePoint pages that will give you some resource and then some update. There are some resources like that can use be used with how you can build your own COE guide. Okay, similar to your AI council, your co-pilot champions and early adopters, they are a key team in driving wider adoption. And this group will lead by example, helping some showcases and the practical benefits of Microsoft 365 Copilot in their daily work. Plus, their positive experience, it will naturally inspire, right? And create and generate interest among their colleague and encourage them to use it. The champions, as they drive engagement and business transformation, so they combine some technical knowledge with the people skill to drive some meaningful changes in the organization. So champions, they help reduce the strain on the resources. They help drive awareness, engagement, and understanding throughout the community. The champion duty are a part of day-to-day duties and the employee, whatever the job function they're already doing. So representation from the across different organization that ensure that balance is always maintained. You're having a viewpoint, early identification of any risk or any issues. So champion, they should be formally trained to increase their depth of knowledge, right? So that they can be empowered to guide, teach, and train their peer. It is very important to regularly offer positive feedback that acknowledge the value of their work. A clear action plan is very important for their success. And to support this champion, Copilot champion, this program planning checklist is, of course, going to give you great help. So these are the checklists you can go through. An early adopter program, it keeps your organization and insight, right? And learning that can help you to bring Microsoft 365 application and services to the life of all the users, right? It is a kind of an opportunity where you are testing the new ideas, new understanding of the group of your end users. It's a kind of you can get some constructive feedback and insight that will of course going to help your project team to give a wow factor. You can use feedback from early adopter so that you can revisit your communication, your training program and the feedback plan. You can adjust your overall approach based on the input received. Okay. Executive onboarding, it is a kind of a distinct category of business users with different need and requirement. So plan for dedicated learning time and feedback cycle for these users. You can exclude the CEOs and upper management for the early adopter program just to allow for refining and troubleshooting before the full rollout. And you need to concentrate on your engagement strategy where you are going to build it. So first, the engagement plan, it is mainly looking for marketing and communication, and is going to mainly looking for how you're going to educate your employee about this new technology and how to use it. So for Microsoft 365 Copilot, the objective of this engagement program is to successfully introduce and giving them awareness of Copilot, where you can focus how you can introduce the AI skill for your employee. Before you are going to build an engagement program, just take time, understand who need to be informed, key message to convey. What is the message you want to convey them? Like for example, I am going to enable it for my organization. Now, who should be informed about this program? The message I want to convey that, like for example, this is their assistant. Now they can, be more productive in the organization. These AI technologies can help them to make the work in a faster speed, right? So you can use some communication channels like Teams, SharePoint site, email communication. So you can consider the question here when you are preparing your engagement plan, like who need to be informed, what do they need to know about the onboarding process, about the future, and how do they like to communicate, and which content will be helpful. So these are the elements. So as you build your engagement plan, these are the four elements that you should include: kind of awareness, engagement, right, measurement, and then management of the same. These are the best practices to build a communication strategy. So you need to ensure that you have to get the answer, like what is in it for me, for your staff, why they are doing so, what is the benefit they are going to get it. Providing the value of Microsoft 365 Copilot, and that can be done with a scenario library. Here you can use Microsoft 365 Copilot user onboarding toolkit, which is going to help your business user realize the full benefit of Microsoft 365 Copilot. You can use this kit, include ready to send emails, some communication post that can send you, or you can send directly to your users, business user, when they are onboarded. And the content is designed to be customized. So you can edit it and customize it as per your organization users. You just build your organization strategy, your training strategy. When you think about your training program, it means you are helping your employee understand why this change is needed, why it is happening, why we are introducing this new technology, what is in it for them, and why they are asked to introduce these changes. So employee will see productivity gain immediately with Microsoft 365 Copilot. But how your user personalize these Copilot uses? As I have introduced you Copilot, how Copilot works with different application. But as you all must be from different areas, some of you may be from marketing, sales, finance, some of you must be a college student, some of you might be a trainer, a college teacher. So how it can be useful in your area, right? So here you have to provide some resources, some collaboration way, how you can collaborate with each other, share the idea, share the resources. So such an environment is not only helpful to to provide learning, but also to boost the user engagement, satisfaction, and productivity with Copilot. Before you are building your training program, just take time to understand the group who require it. What type of training is required? Okay, it's a kind of a end user training, admin level of training, right? Or the resources that to be used, who is a user, who are the group of the user that need to be trained, okay? And what is the time, and how, what is the mode of the training? It's a kind of a virtual training, on-site training, right? And is it like the proper timing? Is it a kind of like you have a 8 hour working, 4 hour you can concentrate on a work, and another 4 hour you can go with the training? Here it is suggested that user can start building foundation Copilot toolkit, okay? And they can use the Copilot skills at the individual user level. They can leverage these skills for more complex department like any specific department, like for example finance department, R&D department, and finally move to advanced skill, and that benefit the entire organization as you have improved your workflow and collaboration. Microsoft Copilot Lab, this is a feature which is available both in product and online, which can help your organization to know more about your Copilot, how it actually works in their organization, and it is going to accelerate your user understanding for Copilot. Okay, let me share this link with you all. This is a Copilot prompt gallery. Just click on it. It says some error. So these are the powerful prompt you can explore, right? So this is the Copilot lab you can use. Okay, so we have rapid enablement training plan is also designed. So as Copilot offers a spatial adoption opportunity where you can accelerate your user satisfaction, creativity, and productivity. You can do it just by quickly enabling your interactive training programs. And this training is going to give priority to personalized interactive learning directly with the product, and this rapid enablement program is meant for user to develop foundational knowledge before they are moving on to more advanced skills. So now I have a few questions related to the current module we have just covered. So that was the last module. Okay, as per the availability of the time, I could give you the understanding about the Copilot, how Copilot works with different application, purpose of Copilot, right? How to write the effective prompt, and as an organization, how you can enable this program for your user so that you can make this process smoother. So please, there are some questions. I want you to take 2 minutes and please give me the answer in the chat. And then after that, we are going to move to QA and we'll share you some more resources that can help you to prepare this course. By the time, if you have any query, any question, please feel free to put it into the chat. Please read all the questions carefully. Okay, so the first question, what is a co-pilot center of excellence? So it's a virtual community, as we have just discussed. It's a virtual community where you are going to share your experience and support other user. What is the primary role of champion? So the primary role of champion is to encourage, right, and guide their co-worker. What is a crucial element to consider when we are building a engagement plan? So it is a very important that you are using different communication method to raise awareness. Next, what is the primary role of early adopter? So the users who have already adopted and have provided training, it is very important for them to provide the constructive feedback, because as they have already worked on the technology, so their constructive feedback will help other participants to understand the technology and to adopt that. Your negative feedback can feel give them a feeling like, why should I go for this, it's a totally waste of time, right? So it's better to give the constructive feedback. What is the primary goal of rapid engagement training program designed for Microsoft 365 Copilot? So the primary goal of this enablement training plan, this is to facilitate rapid user onboarding and feedback cycle. Okay, so friends, that's it from my side about this topic. And I hope I could give you the understanding. I hope the purpose of attending this training program was solved for you all, and you all could get some information about the Copilot. And though you do not have the Copilot license, but what are the ways you can explore the Copilot capability? I have shared you some resources also. You can use these resources, the lab, to explore the capability of the Copilot. Plus, for the detailed course link, that is MS. This is a MS-4007 course. So this is the course link. You can refer it where you have the detailed, content available. There is one more. Okay, here you can see you have two modules available. Get started with Microsoft 365 Copilot, and the second module that focus on how to drive the enablement of Microsoft 365 Copilot in your organization. So friends, that's it from my side. Anyone, any query, any questions so far? Please feel free to put it into the chat. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much everyone for joining the session. Siley, over to you. Anything from your side? Siley, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. What happened?
Yeah, I said anything from your side? I'm done.
Oh, no, ma'am. There is nothing from my side. Just participants, thanks for attending this session till end. Well, don't forget to give your feedback and don't forget to redeem your badge. I have put the board links in the chat box. If you are facing with any issues, please let me know.